The alarm clock buzzed at 3 a.m. in Drive Kim Hyun's small apartment in Seoul. He rolled out of bed and looked out the window. The city was dark again. Another power outage, the third one this week. Kim Hyun grabbed his jacket and walked through the empty streets. Street lights flickered weakly. Most buildings had no electricity. People slept in the cold because there was no power for heating. The world was running out of energy, and nobody knew how to fix it. He reached a hidden door under the Han River Bridge. Kim Hyun pressed his hand on a scanner. The door opened with a soft hiss. Inside, bright lights powered by secret generators lit up a massive underground laboratory. His team was already working. "Good morning, Dr. Kim," said Park Soo-jin. She was bent over a computer screen, showing pictures of the sun. "The energy calculations are ready." Kim Hyun nodded. "What do the numbers say?" "The sun gives off more energy in 1 hour than all humans use in the entire year 2086, she replied. "If we can catch just a tiny part of it, we can power the whole world forever." Lee Min-ho looked up from his workbench. He was building small robots the size of cars. "The construction bots are ready, Dr. Kim. They can make copies of themselves using materials from asteroids. We send up 100 bots. They make 1,000 more, then 10,000, then millions." Kim Hyun walked to the center of the room. On a huge table sat a perfect model of their plan. Thousands of tiny solar panels surrounded a yellow ball representing the sun. Each panel would collect sunlight and beam the energy back to Earth as microwaves. "This is Project Helios," Kim Hyun said to his team. "We are going to build a swarm of solar collectors around our star. But we must work in complete secret." "Why secret?" asked Choi Min-ah, their communications expert. "Because we are not alone in the universe," Kim Hyun replied quietly. "Our radio telescopes have been picking up signals from other planets for years. Alien civilizations are out there watching primitive species like us. If they see us building advanced technology too fast, they might stop us." The team gathered around the model. Park Soo-jin pointed to the inner solar system. "We start near Mercury. The planet closest to the sun gets the most energy. We disguise our work as asteroid mining operations. The aliens will think we are just digging up rocks," added Lee Min-ho. "They will never guess we are building the largest machine in human history." Kim Hyun picked up one of the tiny robots. "These bots will work without any radio signals. No communication back to Earth that aliens can detect. They follow pre-programmed instructions. Mine asteroids, build solar panels, position them around the sun." "What about the energy?" asked Choi Min-ah. "How do we get the power back to Earth without the aliens noticing?" "Quantum entanglement," Park Soo-jin smiled. "We link particles on Earth with particles on each solar panel. Instant communication with no signals traveling through space. The aliens cannot detect quantum connections." Lee Min-ho activated his computer. On the screen, a rocket appeared. It looked old and simple, like rockets from 50 years ago. "This is our disguise rocket. It looks primitive on the outside. Inside, it carries our advanced robots and quantum communication equipment." "Perfect," Kim Hyun said. "The aliens will see a basic human rocket doing basic asteroid mining. They will think we are still decades away from real space technology." The team worked through the night. Park Soo-jin programmed the solar panels to change their position constantly, making them nearly impossible to spot. Lee Min-ho tested his self-building robots over and over. Choi Min-ah created fake radio signals to broadcast from Earth, making aliens think humans were still using primitive technology. As dawn broke over Seoul, Kim Hyun looked at his exhausted but excited team. "Today we begin humanity's greatest secret. While the world struggles with energy shortages, while politicians argue about solutions, we will quietly harvest the power of our star." "How long will it take?" asked Park Soo-jin. 30 years to build the full swarm," Kim Hyun replied. "But we will see results much sooner. Within 5 years, we will have enough secret energy to power all of South Korea. Within 10 years, all of Asia. The government will think we discovered some new type of clean power plant." Lee Min-ho grinned. "And the aliens will still think we are burning coal and oil." "Exactly," Kim Hyun said. By the time they realize what we have built, it will be too late to stop us. Humanity will control enough energy to power 1,000 worlds. The first rocket launched that night from a secret facility in the desert. To anyone watching, it looked like a routine mission to mine asteroids near Mercury. The rocket carried 50 small robots and quantum communication devices. 3 days later, the robots began their work. They found iron-rich asteroids and started building. The first solar panel was completed within a week. It was only 1 meter wide, but it captured enough sunlight to power a small city. The panel beamed its energy back to Earth through quantum connections. In the underground laboratory, lights grew brighter. Computers ran faster. Kim Hyun and his team smiled as their secret plan began to work. Humanity's greatest engineering project had begun in complete silence. 30 years had passed since the first robot began building near Mercury. The year was now 2117, and Earth looked completely different, though no one in the galaxy knew why. Dr. Choi Min-ah floated in the orbital command station hidden behind the moon. Through her window, she could see thousands of tiny lights moving around the sun. Each light was a solar collector, no bigger than a school bus, but together they formed the largest machine ever built by humans. "Daily report," she said into her headset. "How many collectors are active today?" 12 million, for 100,000 collectors online, replied the computer voice. Energy collection efficiency is 94.7%. Current power output equals the energy needs of 43 billion people. Minna smiled. Earth only had 8 billion people. They were collecting 5 times more energy than the entire planet could use. The excess power went into building more collectors, better spaceships, and incredible new technologies. Her colleague, Captain Kong Do, piloted his sleek ship between the solar panels. His vessel was nothing like the fake primitive rockets that still launched from Earth for the aliens to see. This ship used fusion power and could travel to Mars in just 3 days. "Minna, you should see this." Daeho's voice crackled to the quantum communicator. "The new batch of collectors is installing themselves perfectly. The robots have gotten so good at building, they work faster than we ever imagined." "How fast?" Minna asked. "They complete 1,000 new collectors every day. At this rate, we will have 20 million collectors by next year." Minna checked her instruments. The solar swarm was invisible to normal detection. Each collector was covered with special materials that absorbed radar waves and bent light around them. To anyone looking from far away, the space around the sun appeared completely empty. Meanwhile, on Earth's surface, people noticed that electricity had become incredibly cheap and reliable. The government claimed they had discovered new types of clean energy plants, but they never explained exactly how they worked. Most people were just happy that their power bills had dropped to almost nothing. In his laboratory in Seoul, Dr. Yoon Soare worked on humanity's most secret project yet. She had found a way to transfer human consciousness into quantum computers powered by the solar swarm. Test number 47. She spoke into a recorder. "Subject is me. Transferring consciousness to quantum matrix for 30 seconds. She put on a strange helmet connected to cables. The helmet glowed briefly, and suddenly Yoon Sore's mind was spread across the entire solar collector network. She could see through sensors on millions of panels at once. She could feel the warmth of the sun on every collector. She could process information faster than any human brain ever could. "Incredible," she whispered as her consciousness returned to her body. "I can think at the speed of light when connected to the swarm. I can control thousands of robots at the same time. I can see everything happening in our solar system." This technology meant that humans were no longer limited by their biological brains. They could become part of the solar swarm itself, thinking and working at speeds that would seem like magic to any alien species. On the dark side of the moon, Engineer Bae Jun-sik tested humanity's newest spacecraft. It was the size of a city and could carry 1 million people to other star systems. The ship was powered directly by energy beamed from the solar collectors. "All systems ready for test flight," Jun-sik reported. "Fusion engines at full power. We can reach 10% of light speed." "Approved for test," came the reply from Mission Control. "Remember, stay within our solar system. We do not want aliens detecting our real technology yet. The massive ship moved smoothly away from the moon. It accelerated faster than any human vehicle in history. Within hours, it had traveled beyond Pluto and was heading toward the edge of the solar system. Back on Earth, fake radio broadcasts continued to play. The signals made it sound like humans had just invented basic computers and were still arguing about whether climate change was real. Any aliens listening would think Earth was populated by primitive people who barely understood their own planet. Dr. Kim Hyun, now much older but still leading the project, met with world leaders in a secret bunker. "Mr. President," he said to Korean leader, "we are ready for the next phase. Our energy production exceeds our wildest dreams. We have technology that most alien civilizations take thousands of years to develop. We have ships that can travel between stars. We have conquered death itself through consciousness transfer. And the aliens still think we are primitive?" asked the president. "Completely," Kim Hyun smiled. "Our latest intelligence shows that several alien empires have detected our fake radio signals. They classify us as a Class II civilization. That means they think we just learned to use electricity. They have no idea we control the power of our entire star." "What happens when they finally come to visit us?" the president asked. "That depends on them," Kim Hyun replied. "If they come in peace, we will surprise them with friendship and incredible technology. If they come to conquer us, they will find that humanity is far more dangerous than they ever imagined." The solar swarm continued to grow, invisible and silent, while Earth prepared for the day when humanity would no longer be the galaxy's best-kept secret. The year 2134 began with humanity's most important discovery yet. Deep space sensors hidden throughout the solar system detected something that made everyone hold their breath. Ships were coming toward Earth. Alien ships. Dr. Bae Jun-sik sat in the secret command center on the far side of the moon. His screen showed 12 large vessels moving through space at incredible speed. Each ship was over a kilometer long and glowed with strange blue energy. "Analysis complete," reported the computer. "Ships belong to the Calarian Empire. Technology level, advanced fusion drives, energy weapons, force shields. Estimated arrival, 14 days. Jun-sik pressed a button that sent an instant message through quantum channels to every human leader on Earth and in space. The message was simple. "They are coming. Activate First Contact Protocol 7. On Earth, Commander Lim Hae-jin walked into a room that had been waiting empty for 30 years. The First Contact Command Center had been built in case this day ever came. Now hundreds of scientists, military officers, and engineers filled the room with quiet activity. "What do we know about them?" Hae-jin asked their intelligence officer. "The Calarians rule over 40 star systems," replied Dr. Han Ji-woo. "They have been watching primitive civilizations for thousands of years. Their standard procedure is simple. They arrive at a new world, study the native species for a few months, then decide if the species is useful or dangerous." "And if they decide we are dangerous?" Hae-jin asked. "They destroy the civilization completely," Han Ji-woo said quietly. "But that is very unlikely, based on our fake radio signals. They think we just invented the television. They probably see us as harmless primitives who might make good slaves." Meanwhile, millions of light years away, Admiral Fexvar of the Calarian Empire studied reports about the strange blue planet called Earth. "Fascinating," he told his science officer. "These humans broadcast electromagnetic signals into space like children shouting in a library. They have no idea how dangerous the galaxy can be." "What are your orders, Admiral?" asked the science officer. "Standard first contact procedure," Fexvar replied. "We observe their technology level, catalog their resources, and determine their usefulness to the Empire based on these primitive radio signals. I expect we will classify them as Class II laborers. They might be suitable for mining operations on distant worlds." The Calarian fleet moved closer to Earth. Their sensors scanned the solar system, looking for signs of advanced technology. They saw exactly what humans wanted them to see: basic satellites around Earth, simple chemical rockets, and crude space stations. The aliens completely missed the millions of invisible solar collectors around the sun. They did not detect the massive ships hidden behind planets and moons. They could not see the quantum communication networks that connected every human facility in the solar system. Back on Earth, Hygiene met with her top advisors. "The question is simple," she said. "Do we reveal our true capabilities immediately, or do we let them think we are primitive and then surprise them?" "Surprise them," suggested Captain O'Dongwook. "If they think we are harmless, they will send a small diplomatic team instead of full invasion fleet. That gives us better control of the situation." Dr. Yun Soare had a different idea. "We should show them some of our technology, but not all of it. Make them curious about how we advance so quickly." "No," said Bei Jun-sik through the quantum communicator from his lunar station. "Complete surprise is our best advantage. Let them land thinking they are dealing with primitives. Then we show them what human engineering can really accomplish." Hygiene made the decision. "We wait. Let them come to us with their assumptions intact." The Calarian ships entered Earth's outer solar system. Their sensors detected Pluto, Neptune, and the other outer planets. Everything looked normal to them. They saw no sign of advanced human presence beyond Earth's immediate vicinity. Confirmed, Admiral Thexvar announced to his crew, "This species is exactly as primitive as their radio signal suggested. They have barely left their home planet. We will make contact with their planetary government and begin standard integration procedures." What the aliens did not know was that human ships were already surrounding them. Captain Kong Deho commanded a fleet of 50 vessels, each one invisible Calarian sensors and armed with weapons powered by the solar swarm. The human ships moved like ghosts through space, staying perfectly hidden while tracking every alien movement. "They have no idea we are here," Deho reported to Earth Command. "Their technology is advanced, but they rely on electromagnetic sensors. Our quantum stealth systems make us completely invisible to them." "Weapon status?" asked Hygiene. "All ships armed and ready," Deho replied. "But I recommend we stick to the peaceful contact plan unless they show hostile intent." The Calarian fleet reached Earth's moon and stopped. Admiral Thexvar broadcast a message toward Earth in several primitive languages. "Greetings, inhabitants of Third Planet." His voice echoed across Earth's radio networks. "I am Admiral Thexvar of the Calarian Empire. We have traveled far to meet your species. Prepare your planetary leaders for first contact. We will land at your largest city in 24 hours. In the command center, humans smiled at each other. The aliens were walking directly into humanity's carefully prepared surprise. Tomorrow, the Calarian Empire would learn that they had seriously underestimated the species they thought were simple primitives. The most important day in human history was about to begin. Admiral Thexvar's flagship approached Earth with the confidence of a hunter cornering helpless prey. His 12 massive ships moved in perfect formation, their blue engines casting eerie light across space. Through the observation deck, he watched the small blue planet grow larger. "Primitive satellite detected," announced his tactical officer. "Crude chemical propulsion, basic electronics. Exactly what we expected from these humans." Thexvar nodded with satisfaction. "Begin descent to their largest population center. Have the science teams prepare for standard species evaluation." What the Admiral did not see were the 50 human ships that had been shadowing his fleet for 3 days. Each vessel moved like a ghost, completely invisible to Calarian sensors. Captain O'Dongwook smiled as he watched the alien formation from his hidden ship. "Command, this is Ghost Leader," he whispered into his quantum communicator. "The fish have taken the bait. They are heading directly for Seoul, just as we predicted." On Earth, Commander Lim Hygiene stood in the secret command bunker buried deep beneath the city. Around her, hundreds of screens showed the approaching alien fleet from every possible angle. Human sensors tracked each ship with perfect precision. "All units, this is Commander Hygiene," she announced. "Operation Revelation begins now. Remember, we want to surprise them, not scare them into attacking." High above Earth's atmosphere, something extraordinary began to happen. The space around the Calarian fleet, which had appeared completely empty moments before, suddenly filled with sleek human vessels. They materialized like magic, dropping their invisibility shields all at once. "Impossible," Admiral Fexvar shouted as his tactical displays erupted with warnings. Where did these ships come from? Our sensors detected nothing. His science officer's voice trembled. Admiral, I am reading 52 vessels surrounding our fleet. Their technology, I cannot identify their propulsion systems or weapons. These designs are completely unknown. Captain O'Dongwook's ship moved gracefully alongside the Calarian flagship. His vessel was half the size but looked decades more advanced. Smooth curves replaced angular metal. No visible engines, yet the ship moved with impossible precision. Calarian Fleet. This is Captain O'Dongwook of Korean Space Navy. His voice came through their communication system with crystal clarity. Welcome to our solar system. We have been expecting you. Admiral Fexvar stared at the human ship in disbelief. You have been expecting us? But your radio signals, your technology level. You are a primitive Class II civilization. Perhaps you should look more carefully at what surrounds you. O replied calmly. On the bridge of the human flagship, Dr. On Min Young pressed a single button. Instantly, every solar collector in the vast swarm around the sun activated its beacon lights. Millions of collection panels blazed alive like stars, forming visible rings of light around humanity's home star. The Calarian fleet fell silent as their sensors registered the impossible sight. 12 million artificial objects orbited the sun in perfect formation. Each one generated massive amounts of energy. Together, they formed the largest engineering project any species had ever attempted. By the ancient gods, whispered Admiral Fexvar, a complete stellar harvesting array. You have built a Dyson swarm around your star. Correct, Dr. On replied, her image appearing on every Calarian view screen. While your empire thought we were learning to make fire, we were harvesting the power of our sun. We have been listening to galactic communications for decades through quantum sensors. We knew you were coming long before you detected our fake radio signals. The Admiral's multiple eyes widened in shock. Fake signals? You mean? Every primitive broadcast intercepted was deliberately created to hide our real advancement, explained O'Dongwook. We needed time to complete our solar swarm without interference. 30 years of invisible construction while the galaxy thought we were still using coal for energy. Dr. Bay June 6 voice joined the conversation from the Lunar Command Station. Your sensors are quite good, Admiral, but they rely on electromagnetic detection. Our ships use quantum displacement fields. We can be completely invisible to any technology that searches for electromagnetic signatures. Admiral Fexvar looked at his tactical officer. Analysis of their capabilities? Admiral, their energy output is beyond our measurement systems. A single one of their solar collectors generates more power than our largest fusion reactors. Their fleet, I estimate each ship has enough firepower to destroy one of our dreadnoughts. And they have 50 ships surrounding us, the Admiral said quietly. Actually, 52 ships, corrected Captain Condale, as 2 more human vessels materialized nearby. We built extra ships in case of emergencies. The Calarian bridge fell completely silent. Every officer stared at their instruments in disbelief. The species they had come to catalog as primitive laborers possessed technology that surpassed their own empire in almost every way. How? Admiral Fexvar asked simply. Korean engineering philosophy, replied Dr. On with a slight smile. Most civilizations expand outward first, fighting over planets and resources. We decided to solve the energy problem first. Unlimited clean energy makes everything else possible. Faster than light travel, consciousness transfer, matter compilation, artificial intelligence, quantum stealth technology. When you have the power of a star, the impossible becomes routine. Admiral Fexvar looked around his bridge at his confused and frightened crew. His empire had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years by being more advanced than everyone else. Now he faced a species that had quietly surpassed them while pretending to be harmless primitives. What do you want from us? He asked. That depends entirely on what you want from us, Commander Hygiene replied from Earth. We prefer friendship, but we are prepared for other possibilities. The revelation was complete. Humanity had revealed its greatest secret to the galaxy. The news spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Within hours of Admiral Thexvar's shocked report, every major alien civilization knew the impossible truth. The primitive humans of Earth had built a complete Dyson swarm in secret, while pretending to be barely capable of spaceflight. Emperor Zalketh of the Calarian Empire sat in his golden throne room, reading the report for the 5th time. His advisors stood nervously around him, afraid to speak. The Emperor's 4 arms trembled with rage and fear. 30 years, he whispered. For 30 years we thought they were savages playing with radio waves. And all that time they were harvesting their star and building ships that make our fleet look like children's toys. His military advisor, General Vexmoth, stepped forward carefully. My lord, what are your orders? Should we prepare for war? War? Emperor Zalketh laughed bitterly. Against a species that controls stellar-level energy? General, they could turn our home world into ash with a fraction of their power. We do not fight beings who can move stars. Meanwhile, in the council chambers of the Galactic Federation, representatives from 47 different species argued in loud voices. Some wanted to destroy humanity before they became more powerful. Others suggested forming an alliance. Most were simply terrified. Elder Counselor Vrexmoth, whose people had ruled the galaxy for 10,000 years, called for silence with his ancient staff. We face a new reality. His voice echoed to the vast chamber. A species has achieved in decades what takes most civilizations millennia to accomplish. The question is simple. Do we make them our enemies or our friends? They deceived us, shouted Ambassador Kreltar from his floating platform. They made us think they were primitives while building weapons of unimaginable power. Smart strategy, replied Counselor Mexai calmly. If we had known their true capabilities, we would have tried to stop them. They chose secrecy over confrontation. That shows wisdom, not aggression. On Earth, Dr. Han Jiwoo prepared for the most important speech in human history. She stood in the Seoul Communication Center, surrounded by quantum transmitters that could reach every corner of the galaxy instantly. Citizens of the galaxy, she began, her words traveling faster than light to billions of alien worlds. I am Dr. Han Jiwoo, speaking for the human species. We know our revelation has caused fear and confusion. We want to explain our actions and our intentions. In the Calarian throne room, Emperor Zalketh leaned forward to listen. Across the galaxy, alien leaders stopped their meetings to hear what humanity had to say. We hid our advancement not from cruelty, but from necessity, Dr. Han continued. Your own histories show what happens to species that develop too quickly. They are conquered, enslaved, or destroyed by those who fear change. We needed time to complete our solar project without interference. She gestured to a holographic display, showing the Dyson swarm in all its glory. We did not choose a traditional path of expansion and conquest. We solved the fundamental problem first. Energy. With unlimited clean power, everything else becomes possible. Ambassador Kim Tae-young, humanity's first representative to the Galactic Council, materialized as a hologram in the council chambers. The aliens stared at him with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Honored council members, Kim said with a respectful bow, we come not as conquerors, but as partners. We offer to share our solar collection technology with any species that desires peace. The chamber erupted in shocked whispers. Sharing technology was almost unheard of between different species. Most civilizations guarded their secrets jealously. You would give us the plans for stellar harvesting? Asked Elder Counselor Vrexmoth, his ancient voice filled with disbelief. Not just plans, Kim smiled. We will send human engineers to help build Dyson swarms around your stars. Free energy for everyone means no more wars over resources. No more fighting over planets and asteroids. Every system has a star to harvest. General Vexmoth from the Calarian Empire spoke through his communication link. What do you want in return? No species gives such valuable technology for nothing. Peace, replied Dr. Han, simply from Earth. We want to explore the galaxy, learn from other cultures, and share knowledge. We have solved the energy problem. Now we want to solve other challenges. Disease, aging, the limits of biological intelligence. Captain O'Dongwook, now commanding Earth's first diplomatic fleet, addressed the galaxy from his ship near Jupiter. We have technology that can transfer consciousness between bodies, ending death itself. We have ships that can travel between stars in days instead of years. We have artificial intelligence that can think faster than any biological brain. We want to share all of this, but only with species that choose cooperation over conquest. Within 6 months, 12 alien civilizations had accepted humanity's offer. Human engineers traveled to distant star systems, teaching alien workers how to build solar collection networks. The first alien-built Dyson collector came online around the star Vega, powering an entire Calarian colony. Emperor Zalketh watched the energy readings from his new solar collector with amazement. In one day, it produced more power than his empire's largest fusion plants generated in a year. Status report on human relations, he ordered his advisors. "Excellent, my lord," replied his science minister. "They have kept every promise. Free technology, free training, no demand for tribute or territory. They seemed genuinely interested only in friendship and knowledge sharing." The galaxy was changing. Species that had fought over resources for thousands of years now worked together to build stellar harvesting networks. Energy became abundant. Wars ended. Civilizations that had been enemies for centuries became partners in exploring the universe. Humanity had emerged from hiding not as conquerors, but as the galaxy's greatest engineers and teachers.